Why West Side?
I
Story?
don't know.
Okay.
That's the first
What
thing.
next? We got Battlestar Galactica.
Battlestar Galactica, and not the new Battlestar Galactica. This is a comic adaptation of the old Battlestar Galactica. I have never watched any Battlestar Galactica before, but I'm going to give this one a shot. I know that some of these special effects and like the vehicles that were designed were by one of the either a person or the team that did some of the Star Wars ones, and that's why some of the ships kind of look like Star Wars ships.
Interesting.
Let's see, what's it say here? Memorial Part 1. 2013 marks the 35th anniversary of the original Battlestar Galactica series. And to celebrate, Dynamite is launching a brand new series written by Cosmic Supremos Dan Abnett and Andy Lanning. I probably butchered those names. Who also wrote Legion, Nova, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Not the current Nova and Guardians of the Galaxy, but probably some older ones, which is kind of cool.
Is that the one with the raccoon?
Guardians of the Galaxy, yep, has to deal with Rocket Raccoon.
Summer Breakout Star.
Yeah.
2013.
Not Rigby the Raccoon, as previously mentioned in regular show, but Rocket Raccoon, who I guess technically isn't a raccoon. He just looks like one.
Yeah, I guess you can't be a raccoon if you're not from Earth.
Right. Kind of strange.
And you have rockets.
And giant guns. I don't know.
So Rocket Raccoon is going to be in Battlestar Galactica.
No.
This way. Okay.
No, I am not saying that.
Okay then.
It'd be an interesting crossover, though.
Yeah.
I'd read that. So a couple things coming out this week that I'm looking forward to that I'm probably subscribed to. Adventure Time has its own graphic novel coming out kind of in the style of Scott Pilgrim. It's all black and white, but it's kind of a little larger than digest size, which should be pretty cool. It's called Playing with Fire.
How graphic is it?
It's very novel-y.
Okay. I didn't know how graphic this graphic novel was.
I think it's in all ages.
Okay, we're good.
Yeah. Let's see some.
I always loved that. It's like, oh, it's a graphic novel. It doesn't sound.
I think
it sounds like.
For years, I think they've been trying to make, for like 20 years or more, they would try to say, comics aren't just for kids, They could be, I think graphic novel sounds so much more adult.
Yeah.
And now we're at the point where, like, the adults are middle-aged. We're trying to say that. Now kids, if we're going almost to make comics for kids, I think we're seeing those come back a little
Anytime
bit.
I talk to a parent or, like, someone outside of work here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, there's a graphic novel for that. And they're like, shouldn't that be all ages? Like, they just hear the graphic part, and it's like, well, no, that's just what they call the collections, I guess.
We call them trade paperbacks.
Yeah, trade paperbacks works better. That's a little more general.
Yeah.
A couple more books coming out this week. Nova, one of my favorite characters, written by Jeff Loeb, and
always good.
Art done by Ed McGuinness.
Also always good.
Yeah, that's been a good book so far. 3 issues in, the 4th just coming out now, and then Ultimate Spider-Man number 23.
I'd read the Nova PBS comic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If Neil deGrasse Tyson was in on it too,
yeah,
that would be a bestseller.
I say, well, he was already in that Action Comics not too long ago.
Yeah. He was number 14.
So
he found Krypton, I think, or like he let Superman look
through the telescope. Yeah.
At where Krypton was.
Yeah. So essentially, it's just like a black piece of space.
He just went, hey, Superman, that's where your home used to be.
Where it was. So, yeah, I would read that book. Get on it, PBS.
Seriously.
And then, what else were you saying?
The last one that I'm looking forward to this week, Ultimate Spider-Man number 23. The tagline for it is Spider-Man No More.
Oh, classic Spider-Man.
Miles Morales might be hanging up the Spider-Man mantle. Who knows?
Oh, I've been really liking this Miles Morales series since it came out. It was really my first jump into the Ultimate world at all.
Yeah,
and I'm really enjoying it.
Does he throw away his suit like in the trash?
Yeah, walks away in the rain.
Yeah, the cover is actually like that one. Yeah, there's the suits in the trash.
It's got to be a better way to dispose of your superhero costume.
Anyone could find it.
Is it just what happens in Spider-Man 2 or 3? Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. They all merge together.
But apparently Cloak and Dagger show up in this one, so they're introduced in the Ultimate Universe, I guess. And, that's all all the books that are either new series, or ones I'm looking forward to this week.
So one of those might actually be the bestseller.
They could be.
Yeah, so
You'll just have to take a guess and send it in to podcast@thatse.com.
or call us at 508-499-ZORG.
Zorg.
Zorg.
So, that's Kevin's Comic Contest. Let's see, I've got some Magic news coming up. We are going to be taking pre-orders, hopefully soon, for a new set that's coming out in a couple months called Modern Masters, where they're essentially just reprinting a lot of the powerful cards which were printed in the past few sets that the prices might have creeped up over time, so Wizards wants to make it available. So there's this format called Modern, and basically it's newer sets, but a lot of them are out of print at this point. So there are cards in there that have shot up to $100. So Wizards is like, okay, we really want this format to be popular, so we're going to release Modern Masters, which is all these. They've only spoiled a couple cards, but the ones that they've spoiled so far are really good. So I think that's going to be pretty popular. So
Now, if they're reprinting some of these harder to find cards, is that going to affect the price of the original ones?
that's the intent. I mean, that's what they're hoping will happen. I mean, they want people to play these formats, but if you can only play with decks that require $60 cards in order to actually be competitive in the tournaments, basically. So hopefully this will drive down the prices of some of the really high price ones that really shouldn't be that expensive.
I love that the guys who make a card game are going all Alan Greenspan on us and trying to curb inflation, and
Well,
it's pretty cool. I think it's neat to see these little.
Well, basically, you don't want to show up to a tournament and be like, "Yeah, here's a deck I made. I couldn't afford, these good cards," and then just have 5 decks with those cards just trounce you. 'Cause
you don't want it
have a
to be
chance.
whoever buys the most expensive deck wins.
Pretty much, and unfortunately, that can sometimes be the case. But
So
we'll
pretty much, if you want to play in that, you should be rich.
No, you should contact me, and hopefully we can get some pre-orders for the new Modern Masters, and we can. We're still finding out our numbers, but we can.
MTG is a game of the people.
But if you are rich, you can have a pretty sweet deck.
Well, obviously, yeah.
So if I won the lottery,
you could trade them for a house if you really wanted to, depending on which ones you have. Another thing, we have Magic Game Day coming up on the 25th. That's Saturday. $5 entries, standard tournament format. We're going to be giving away full art promos and for the top 8, and there's also going to be prizes for anyone who just participates in it. Again, so that's $5 noon on the 25th. So you can even start signing up now.
You don't have to be rich to play in that.
No, you don't. Matt,
All
what else
right.
we got going on?
We got some contest submissions for the
Oh
Godzilla.
yeah, this is the unofficial trivia question. The prize for this was Pride, and I'm going to go ahead and make an official judgment that we're going to split the Pride evenly between Stan Hosmer and Andy Fish, who both answered correctly, despite my misleading potentially clue.
Yeah, you're
Thinking
thinking
that-
Cap, and I was
thinking
like,
Cap.
oh, you're talking about Cap
Captain
in
America.
America.
And it was not the answer. The answer was Dum Dum Dugan, the Howling Commando, famous for his derby hats.
Obviously.
Its derby hat is the right kind, the round bowler.
Yeah,
bowler hat. What's a
bowler
derby
hat.
hat? Are they the same thing?
I think so. If we're
I don't-
wrong, let us know. Email us at podcast@thatse.com.
So yeah, I don't buy a lot
Email
of
us at
hats.
Hats Entertainment.
Ooh, that would be that would be our great sister store if we only sold hats.
Yes.
I'm gonna get on that.
Baseball
So,
Bats Entertainment. That's entertaining. Or no, what was it was That's Entertaining.
That's entertaining.
Oh, I like
Yeah.
that. Rats Entertainment would mainly be like cheeses and wheels that you can run on.
Or pet rodents. Or both.
Yeah.
Oh,
Although-
or a great place for snakes.
Yeah.
But anyway, Stan fired back, or let's say real quick, Stan and Andy, come on down and claim your pride at the Pride Test. Stan fired back with his own trivia question. He was asking which successful Marvel runs from the 70s, 80s will never be reprinted. He said they both ran over 50 issues. Which of these popular series will never be reprinted or collected by Marvel, and why? If anybody has the answers, they can email in to the podcast at That's See.
Yeah.
We had some guesses. We were putting our heads together, and we weren't sure, but
I was totally clueless, but maybe Planet of the Apes. I know they had a run of comics.
Yeah, I don't know how long. I don't know if they ran as long as some of the other ones. We were figuring it had to be a licensed one, and that would be why they couldn't do it. So
yeah, but why would they never reprint Planet of the Apes? Because he asked why. Like, why would... I think it probably has to be a legal thing, too. When you were saying G.I. Joe...
G.I. Joe and Transformers was something that I thought of because I know IDW has the rights to them now. But I also know that IDW picked up like where Marvel left off. Like, it was ostensibly the same series at one point, back when they first started doing it. Other guesses that I was throwing out there was ROM Space Knight, which I believe was a toy at the time. And that went for kind of a while. Or maybe the Star Wars ones. Maybe the Marvel Star Wars can't be reprinted. I don't recall ever seeing a reprint, and you'd think they'd want to.
You know, it's funny, in one of the issues of Age of Ultron, and I think in a lot of the preview pages that some websites posted up, they had, Nick Fury, I think probably back from Secret Invasion. Nick Fury had a wall of all the superheroes, and I'm sure he was working out who was a Skrull and who wasn't. And Rom is actually, you can see him. He's one of the photos. It's like, Hawkeye and Spider-Woman and the Punisher and Spider-Man, and just like randomly in there is Rom, and it's like, why would a robot be a Skrull?
But you know what, Kev? The fact that you noticed his picture, good eye, by the way, would imply that they can publish him. So Rom's off the list, which I thought was a good guess.
Maybe,
so I'm going to guess Star Wars is one of them.
Yeah. I'm still going to go with Planet of the Apes because I like Planet of the Apes.
I'm going to guess Batman.
Batman. Yeah. To my knowledge, Marvel's never reprinted any Batman stories. So It's a good answer there, Evan. Let's see, what else do we have for back issue news here? I have restocked recently. We got a couple collections in that I put out of some perpetually hot titles. Harley Quinn, I know, is big out there amongst a lot of people, especially a lot of our female customers are pretty big on Ms. Quinn. Yeah. So we got a bunch of those out there. Deadpool, got a run of those in. Out in the bins now. Price to move.
Pretty popular with a lot of our regenerating mutant customers.
Yeah, the horribly deformed. and multi-dimensionally inclined. Those who see beyond.
People with
who have sight
customers
sight.
with a mouth.
Yeah. Or
just mercenaries.
Yeah, merchants with a mouse with a mouse.
with a mouse.
Cool, merchant with the mouse.
That'd be a fun one. That's the kid version.
I'll believe maybe a raccoon, but we're not a mouse.
Don't
be absurd.
That's just weird.
Unless the mouse is not from Earth, and then
then it's okay. Then it's totally cool. Cosmic mouse.
Oh, that's good. So let's see what else we got. Our Ridiculous and the Sublime sale on Avengers and Alan Moore titles being 15% off. We're going to go ahead and run that through May 31st because that's going to be a lot easier for me to remember when to start the next sale.
That makes sense.
Yeah, so through the end of the month, Avengers and back issues penned by Mr. Alan Moore, the great Alan Moore, 15% off. Remind the people at the counter, I'll have a sign up there to remind them.
I really think that next Ridiculous Sublime submissions, we will theatrically read a page from each, and then we can see if we can either ask people like, which one do you think is the ridiculous and which one do you think is the sublime, or it might be so obvious that it's not even worth asking.
It could be a fine line. It could be a very fine line.
I mean, you could crack open an Alan Moore comic and just